Okay, hello. So this is interesting, weird almost, kind of uncomfortable, but that's totally cool. What am I saying? Anyway, so I want to talk to you guys today about lenses. So we all know how expensive lenses can be, especially if you're just starting out. It can be a little bit intimidating and overwhelming. So you're always going to try to find a better option. You're going to work as much as you can with your kit lens. You're going to put all sorts of adapters on it, blah, 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 blah. But sooner or later, you're going to get bored. So I was able to find these under $30 lenses, depending on the day. So I do want to say quickly though that I'm not a photography or videography wizard at all. I actually didn't start doing this until about just a couple months ago, but I've learned a lot and I'm still learning, and I hope that I can still teach you guys the very little knowledge that I know about it. So this will be interesting. Moving on, today we have the Photassi 35mm f1.7 and the 25mm f1.4. So both of these lenses each are under $30. Like I said, depending on the day, Amazon prices tend to fluctuate. These lenses in particular are for micro four thirds cameras, but they can be used on Sony cameras, so APS-C size sensors. I believe that includes Canon as well. So with that said, they do come with specific types of adapters. So when you're looking at these lenses, links down below, be sure that you're getting the correct adapter. Otherwise, it's not going to fit your camera. So these lenses are C-mount lenses, and they're super small. To give you a size comparison, this is my driver's license. I'm just going to show you the back of it because it's all scuffed up and you can't see my picture. That's how small they are. So like I said, these will work best with a micro four thirds sensor or an APS-C side sensor. If you go any further up, I don't know what you're doing, may not even be worth it because you're going to get a whole lot of vignetting considering how small these things are. And just if you're using a full frame, why don't you just buy a nicer lens? So about vignetting, you can still get a little bit of vignetting from these lenses, especially the 25mm, but one of the things that you can do, and I know this with the Sony camera, is that you can use clear image zoom. I'm not sure how much that shrinks the sensor size, but I know that for Panasonic, they also have something similar. It's called the X teleconversion, which brings it up to about 2 times or 2.7 times more than what your sensor is already at. So that'll get rid of the vignetting. But you're gonna get a lot longer focal length. So this 25mm is already going to be considered a 50mm because of the 2 times crop factor, and then so on and so forth, adding on that additional crop factor when you're shrinking the lens size just to get rid of the vignetting. I find that it's best to just leave the lens wide open and adjust the focus with the way that you're shooting, otherwise you have vignetting. Okay, so starting off with the 25mm f1.4, just to get a little bit more in depth, like I said, this does have a lot of vignetting to it closed, but when you're opening it up, I found that you don't have a whole lot of issues with it. The main issue with having it wide open, or I guess closed even as well, is something that I could notice with this lens is that you get all of these weird rings around you, especially when there's a lot of light. It's not the best looking thing, in my personal opinion. Maybe something that you might like. It might be an interesting sort of effect, because everything in the center is still clear, but you're still getting the weird rings on the side, and I'm not exactly sure if I'm a fan of that. So I actually found the 25mm to be a lot sharper than the 35. It does have a much deeper depth of field, and you'll find that the aperture ring and the focus ring are switched. So you'll see here is that the aperture ring is in the front and the focus is in the back, and that's not the most traditional setup that we'll see in other lenses. It's something that you just kind of have to get used to, but then again, you get what you pay for. Under 30 bucks, what can you do? So next is my favorite of the 2 lenses, and that's the 35mm f1.7. I'm actually filming on that one right now, and I just happen to have an extra one here for you guys to look at for size comparison with 25mm. So it is an f1.7. It is slightly slower than the 25mm, which is the f1.4. You don't really notice much of a difference with the depth of field, so kind of just pick your poison at that point. So both of these lenses have a nice fluid feel to the rings for both the aperture and the focus rings, so you're gonna get some pretty smooth focus pulls out of the lenses. Just be careful how far you spin them because there is no stop indicator, and I'm pretty sure that if you twist it all the way, the lens will just fall apart. I haven't tried that yet, and I don't plan to. So like I said, the 35 is my favorite of the 2 lenses just because you get a lot less vignetting and because of the longer focal length. I also didn't have to adjust the muscle memory to pull focus or change the aperture of the lens. I also wasn't a fan of the weird halo ring effect on the 25, but the 25 is still great for very specific shots, a lot more closer shots. But since I'm more of a run and gun cameraman, the 35 is great for on-the-go situations. It's super versatile, it has great depth of field, and it's still pretty sharp wide open. That being said, get whatever lens you feel like will suit your needs. Both of these lenses will allow you to look for that sweet spot because of how cheap they are. I mean, you can buy both of these. I bought both of these for less than 60 bucks. Do the math. So if I haven't mentioned before, these lenses are fully manual, so they will take some time to get used to. You're not going to have autofocus, you're not going to have any image stabilization unless your camera has in-body stabilization. In any case, I'm only going to be using these mostly for close-up shots or slow-mo shots or anything like that. If I find any other use for them, like I said, I'm still learning, then I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think of the review in the comments below. This is really odd to do, just sitting here and talking into a camera alone and not interacting with anyone. And all of a sudden you become very noise aware, but that's a whole nother thing. So be on the lookout for more review videos. I have another video coming up soon. It'll be the DJI Mavic Air, so stay tuned. That'll be a good one. Alright, so hit like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, blah blah blah. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. People use MySpace still, I'm not sure. Friendster. Okay, peace.